Hey everyone, hope this finds you well. So today I just a short message. I just went out and ran some errands, and it just kind of got me thinking. I was just the energy of people right now. Thoreau said people live lives of quiet desperation, and I don't think it's so quiet anymore. Honestly, I think it's pretty right out there in the open. Um, there's always been people when you go out who are stressed, who are moving around urgently or just angsty or but it's just the it's not one or two people anymore. It's like most of the people, even people who got smiles on their face, they're doing it through gritted teeth. The energy people are putting off, it's like, I mean, they'd have to have a siren on top of their head to make it any more obvious how stressed they are. And I can't blame them. That's the world we're living in, and it's not even all the politics stuff. I mean, that doesn't help, but the just the way things are, the struggle, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And it doesn't matter who's president, it doesn't matter who's in power, it doesn't matter. This has been going on for 15, 20 years now, and it's just not getting fixed. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. I travel a lot, and every time I come back, the thing that strikes me is always the pace. The pace of this country is just frantic and jarring when you get used to walking on a beach every day or for a while, or moving through a quiet town or whatever it is. It's just jarring, the pace of this country, and it's just getting worse. And like I said, the desperation, it's not confined to just that one asshole, that one Karen. It's everyone. People are stressed. You can just see it, and some people are handling it better, some people are hiding it better, but it doesn't mean that they're not burdened with it. And I'm not going to get into the whole immigration thing, but it does make me wonder if, even once we got all of the people who aren't supposed to be here out of the country, if we close our borders, what then? And they act like that's going to be some magic fix all, and I just don't see it. What's the plan to make people's lives less stressful? And that's why I think equality of opportunity is so important. It's those things that, it's not socialism, it's just those things that allow people to live quality lives, to not constantly be stressed about every little thing. And I'm not saying government has to provide everything for everybody. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But there's got to be a middle ground between that and what's happening right now, because this isn't sustainable. And you hear economists all the time. Well, man, all the time, but anytime you listen to an economist talk, they talk about the birth rate. I've been hearing that a lot lately, how it's been declining over the last, since COVID, basically, and how that's scary and blah 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 for the country. But at the same time, streets are crowded. Like, places are crowded. We're burning through resources. So why are we listening to economists who decide what's good for the country? I mean, I get it. We want a good economy. I'm not saying, we don't want a good economy, but we don't need to constantly be growing. And this viewpoint that looks at everything through this economic prism, prison, prism, is destructive. We don't need to keep growing. We can scale back, and we can choose to, be smaller than we are right now. We don't have to continuously grow. We don't have to continuously be bigger. That's not healthy, especially when we're dealing with resources that are depleting, with limited resources, with people who are just stressed. We can scale it back and live happier lives. We don't have to always measure everything on gross domestic product or these other economic indicators, which benefit a really small sliver of society and are just not healthy for a good chunk of most of the rest of us. There's other countries, Bhutan, they have a gross happiness product. Scotland does a national performance framework, which measures all kinds of things besides economic things. New Zealand has a well-being budget. Well-being budget. Which directs money to things that help people, that make their lives a little bit easier. You're telling me if these countries can do that, that our country with all of our resources, all of our money, that we can't do that? It's priorities. And it comes back to the fact that economists are the ones driving the show. And when they tell us what's good for us, they're not looking at our happiness. They're not looking at our well-being. They're not looking at our satisfaction. They're looking at economic numbers. And that's fine. There's a lot of satisfaction in having a good job, being employed, having a good economy, being, a big, powerful country. But right now, the cost is too high to us individually. And you can see it just in people's faces and the way they walk and the way they move and their energy. It's pervasive. It's not healthy. And we better change it soon, or things are just going to keep getting worse. No matter what we do with our borders, no matter what we do with Greenland or anything else, with our military, we need to have something to actually protect, rather than just always focus on protection and freedom and all that stuff. There's got to be some pathway to happiness, and I don't think the economists have the answer. So we need to broaden our perspectives, because right now people are living loud, quiet lives of desperation, not quiet anymore at all. So anyway, just a thought that I had when I was out. Just a quick message today. So hope you're doing okay out there. Although I know just by having been out amongst you that most of us aren't. So let's figure that out. Let's do better. All right, take care.